Hello everyone, I'm Chronological Gamer and welcome back to Company of Heroes 3, the series where I show you how I like to play each faction. And today it's the episode about Das Afrika Korps, or DAK in short. But before we search for a game, I would like to just talk about the Armored Support Battle Group for a second. This used to be my main DAK battle group. It was just amazing, and I really just used to play this for most of the times. But now I almost never play with this, and you may be wondering why is that? Well, in simple words, this battle group has been nerfed pretty hardly. So let's look at some nerfs. The first one is the recovery kit. These used to cost 1 command point, and now it costs 3. And you know, having to wait for 3 command points right at the beginning of the game, it's quite a lot of a commitment. The another ability, vehicle spotting, has never been something I really liked, because DAK has this vehicle. I will put a picture on screen. And this vehicle, the Recon, it does literally the same thing as this ability. Like, I literally never had for a single moment an idea where I was like, man, if I had this ability, this would be so cool. Just like, never. The second thing that was nerfed, and it's probably the least interesting, was the anti-tank Stuka flight. Basically, a long time ago, this was nerfed, where before, this ability attacks vehicles automatically, but if it just so happened that there was infantry nearby, the same attack will suppress the infantry. Now it no longer does that, so you know, it kinda sucks, but it's whatever. The second big nerf was the Addestramento di Fuoco Superiore. This ability increases the damage of all machine guns on vehicles. This ability used to do 100% more damage, while now it only does plus 50%, which I mean is still good, but not nearly as good as it was. The another option, it's fine, plus 20 penetration, but you know, having this ability in the early game, it's really useless, because this ability it's only useful for medium or heavy tanks, and having this right at the beginning of the game, it just doesn't make sense, because you never have something with that much armor. The last thing that was nerfed was the Flammen Panzer III. Basically, they increased the fuel cost. It is a nerf, but it's also not something crazy. Like, I think increased the fuel cost by 20. It went from 60 to 80. So, you know, it's a nerf, but it's manageable. By the way, I forgot one thing. This ability right here, it's called Panzerstorm, and nowadays it only makes your tank faster, but before the nerf, this ability also used to make you immune to mines, so you could go over a mine with a vehicle, and if this ability was active, you will take damage, but no engine damage, which was crazy. And now it no longer does that, so that is another really big nerf. But all of these things combined just make this battle group, like, you know, it's still a good battle group, but I refuse to play with this because it just reminds me of the old days when it actually used to be the GOAT. Like, back in the days before the nerf, I really think this was just the best battle group for DAK. While now it's only like A tier, maybe B tier, but whatever, that's enough for that. So let's look for a game for DAK. The battle groups that I actually bring with me are the Italian Infantry Battle Group, the Combined Italian Arms Battle Group, and the Espionage Battle Group. You know, these 3 battle groups are pretty fun. Okay, so we are on Incontro a Mignano. So, I'll make you understand my thought process on which battle group I choose depending on the map. if the map is something that has like a lot of I like to call dark corners, which are areas in which no one ever goes normally, I usually go for the espionage, so I can select the radio that steals the fuel, because if no one ever goes there, no one is ever going to find my fuel depot. Or like the radio antenna. Like for example, this spot, it's pretty good for an antenna, because tell me, when was the last time you ever sent a unit here? Probably never, and this is why it's a really good spot for, you know, sneaking, an ability to steal the enemy supplies. Like maybe behind this house I could build another, but I am not entirely sure. Like this map, it's cool, but it's not as good. For example, here it's like, come on. When was the last spot you went here as in a normal game? Probably never. And this is why you can build a radio over here and it will steal 50% of all of this ammo. But if I see that this map it's not good for the espionage battle group, then what do? I ask myself, is this a really large map where I will need to run around a lot? If yes, I go for the combined arms, because the Bersaglieri, even though they are not really good in the late game, they are really good in the early game. They have a speed boost, which allows them to run really fast, and being able to cover a lot of ground is really useful. Also, this is another battle group that was reworked. Now the Semovente, it's a build unit, while the M13, it's a call-in unit, and overall it's pretty cool. But what I think I want to show you is the Italian infantry battle group. This is probably now, after the previous armored support battle group nerf, my new favorite. Like the Italian infantry battle group was also reworked. Like this was not always like this. Now you get the gustatori, you can choose between artillery or defensive structure, and then you get the Cannone 105. So, you know, that's pretty cool. And I feel like this is the most versatile battle group for DAK. Just because all of the abilities and the units it offers are just like really good. And oh my god, that is a lot of infantry. So the way I like to play DAK, it's usually I go for, well, the Panzer Pioneer, it's already in. I go for the double Panzer Grenadiers opening, just because Panzer Grenadiers are really good units. Okay, I'm gonna retreat, there is no point trying to fight these, there are just too many. And in particular, with the Italian infantry battle group, I try to go for the gustatori as soon as possible. Another cool thing about DAK is that you can choose what upgrades you want. And usually I either go with riparazioni avanzate, which increase the repair speed of all infantry, or either I go for Panzer Grenadiers, just because having an extra soldier is really useful. Semi-singolare combattimento, it's fine, but it's not really my cup of tea. In this scenario, I think I'm gonna go with advanced repair, just because I think I'm going to use a lot of vehicles in this scenario. Also, another really good thing about the blindato, this unit also was nerfed a lot. I remember it used to have 8 frontal armor, then it was nerfed to 7, then 6.5, and now we are to 6. So this unit was nerfed like 4 times, which is crazy. Anyway, the enemy is really going all in on the fucking Royal Engineers. I really hope I can get some Gustatori soon, because the Gustatori are an amazing close range unit, so maybe I can beat them up like that. Okay, you go and recapture that. Okay, really important, use the medical ability on the half track. This is the only way you can heal your infantry in the early game, so it shall not be underestimated. Okay, you capture these, half track push, you go here, you go here. We need to take care of these machine guns because they can be really suppressive. Ooh, my ally went for the motorcycle. I'm gonna be honest, I never use the motorcycle because I don't really know how to use it. Like, I know it's a good unit if you know how to master it, but I never really got quite the hang of it, so I just kinda never done that. Okay, anyway, build the second building and get me my Gastatori. Okay, so the Gastatori, as I said, are a really important unit. They get 2 flamethrowers, smoke grenades, and they take 20% less damage from everything. Just a natural defensive buff, which makes them like a small tank unit that can take a lot of damage. I was really lucky, my Panzer Grenadiers, no, Panzer Pioneers almost died. That was such a close call. Okay, you retreat. Let's try to not bleed too much. Bleeding in Company of Heroes means losing manpower. If you have a lot of soldiers that die, you need manpower to change the soldiers that you lost. And if you lose too many soldiers, you're going to need a lot of manpower. And if you need a lot of manpower, that's going to be a huge investment. And this is why we call bleeding. Because you call prevent bleeding by just retreating. Anyway, my Gastatori are finally going to take care of these goddamn infantry sections. Infantry sections are a long-range unit, so if you can get up into their face, they are going to suffer. My allies also joining me. Ooh, tank hunters. Okay, he has a special battle group. Okay, Gastatori, let's go, let's go, let's go. Fry them up. Something amazing about Gastatori is they can place demolition charge. And demolition charge are pretty damn fun. Okay, so now I can choose what I want. So I'm gonna go for this ability. This ability makes capturing points harder and gives all infantry, mine and of my allies, a defensive buff, which can be really good if you need to defend a point just right about now. Okay, so I place my demolition charge there. That's nice. So the ability gives all infantry plus 20% fire rate, and they are 20% harder to hit. Anyway, I think I can get a Marder 3. The Marder 3 is one of my favorite units because, you know, it's a really good tank killer. Unlike anti-tank cannons, it's fast and does, I think, a little bit of extra damage. Anyway, here the AI is just losing vehicles for no reason. Okay. Let's capture this ammunition point. We need a lot of ammunition. I think I can retreat you just so you can go and resupply your manpower. Okay, or Marder is here. That's good. Ooh, if I had placed my demolition charge here, I could have gotten some nice kills. Okay, I'm gonna go for the Cannone. The Cannone, I think it's really underestimated, because the Cannone itself, it's fine, but the bonus, it's you also get a truck, which I don't think should be underestimated. Let me get my Gastatori in there, so I can fast travel. Thank you very much. Ooh, oh, why did you shoot that? Oh, oh, oh! Let's go! Amazing kill, ladies and gentlemen. And this is stuff you can do with the demolition charge. Okay, let me leave these. Gastatori, do your job. That was just perfect. Okay, so I know the enemy could get this building, so now I'm gonna play a charge right there. Meanwhile, I really need some more ammunition, so maybe I will build a CAS right over here. This is a plus 16 ammunition point, so it's really good. Anyway, let's see what else we can do right now. I think I can go there to capture another ammunition point. Okay, you guys go over there so we can build a little front line. Anti-tank cannon, must be careful about that one, but I think we should be fine. Actually, can you shoot there? Thank you. Having the cannone gives you that long-range ability support, which is just really important. Just like the Vesp in the mechanized battle group, the 105, it's that long-range ability that it's just, you know, really important. Okay, so over here I'm going to go for veteran squads. So, as I told you before, Gustatori have a 25% resistance to all damage. Elite infantry gives them an extra 10%. This means Gustatori now take 35% less damage from all damage source, which is just crazy good. It's amazing. Oh, let's see if I can get another kill. Ooh, this might be a big one. Get closer, get closer. I don't think they're gonna get closer, okay. That was fine, it was still a good kill, okay. You build another demolition charge there, and then go here. You guys are doing fine. These, okay, we finally build these. You can come here, so I can repair, so I can resupply you. Okay, so I put another demolition charge there. Now let's keep going. Okay, we have a lot of fuel, so next I want to build my Panz arm building, so I can get some actually heavy weapons. Like, you know, in the Panzarm, you can get the Stuka rocket launcher, which is a good artillery. The problem is that it has a really long time, while the 105, maybe it's not as destructive, but it still has a lot of utility, and I really respect that. Okay, so we found some infantry, so I'm gonna have to take cover because I can't really fight them right now. Okay, now we can go. Oh, my ally is helping me, that's amazing. Ooh, we have the Indian artillery battle group, really interesting. Yeah, more royal engineers there, but I don't really care. Okay, so it looks like this might be another pretty good victory. Okay, so now I have a choice between the L6 and the prepared position. I'm going to go for the L6, but this ability is really good if you choose this ability, because you can just build these bunkers with machine guns, and this ability upgrades them. But I'm going for the L6 just because I want to meme around with the flamethrower. Like, back in the days, you used to get 2 L6 in one call, and that was, let me tell you, pretty darn broken. Okay, so I think we can push forward, because the enemy doesn't really seem too eager. Like, you know, we push them all the way back to the base, so I don't think they will make it back. Ooh, okay, enemy tanks. So the flamethrower L6, it's really good against infantry, but not really against vehicles. Go figure, right? Oh, they're here. Oh, I wish I had placed some mines here, but sadly I didn't. But it's okay, I still have my marder, so that's a good job. You can keep shooting here. Okay, so this area is secured. I have my demolition charge. Oh, that actually did a little bit of damage. So what can I get? Okay, let me show you the Stuka. I talked about this unit before. This is an artillery piece you can always get with the DAK, but I like the 105 quite a bit, so you know. Okay, there is an anti-tank cannon, so let me take care of that. Oh no, come on, kill him, kill him, kill him, kill him, kill him. Okay, my ally managed to save his mortar thing, that was really close. Okay, and he's dead. See, that's the true power of the L6 flamethrower. Okay, that was close. Alright, and we won. So, you know, that was a pretty quick game. It only lasted 16 minutes. And honestly, actually, the enemy went all the way to our base. So we attack their base and they attack ours. I guess every action has an opposite and equal reaction. But joking aside, yeah, this is how I like to play DAK with the infantry battle group. So, you know, that was cool. We managed to get 1 kill, actually 2 kills with the demolition charge. But overall, this game was not really so eventful. So I think I will actually do a second game in this video, so I can show you another battle group. So let's do that. Okay, so we found a new game at Convoglio di Campbell. Okay, so this is honestly a pretty open and large map. So I think I can actually show you the combined Italian force battle group and in particular Bersaglieri. So let's do this, Bersaglieri, we are going to wait 20 seconds. So compared to the Panzer Grenadiers, they have the same population cost, but they cost less manpower. So the Bersaglieri have the passive ability of being able to walk faster, but they are slightly worse in fighting. They have the Granata 8 Mod 35, which is a really good grenade, but sadly no anti-tank capabilities, which kinda holds them back. But yeah, you can see over here, marcia veloce, plus 30% velocità. So yeah, they are really cool, because if you don't want to get a motorcycle like me, you can use the Bersaglieri and they pretty much do almost the same job. So we are playing a 2 versus 2. I hope this game is going to last a little longer, so I can talk more about DAK and maybe also about this particular battle group. Anyway, the Bersaglieri are doing great. Okay, so we have 2 Royal Engineers, but the Panzer Pioneers have rifles, so I should be able to win the long range fighting. Oh god, but now this is a problem. Oh god. Now this, it's a lot of infantry, not gonna lie. Okay, but at least we capture a good part of the map. Let's build this. Come on, Italian soldiers. Okay, so we have the high ground bonus, which give us plus 25% accuracy. So, you know, that's always nice. Okay, so I think the enemy wants to go for this fuel. And this fuel, it's pretty important for us, so let's defend it. Okay, so now we have our first choice. I think I'll go for the Semovente. It's a safe bet. Okay, so since we are playing a different battle group, this time I will go for the medical truck. Okay, so this time I will get the bigger Panzer Grenadier squad upgrade, so you can see what it is about. Maybe I will give you the Lanciagranate GRB 39. Like, you know, the Grenade Lancer, it's kinda fun. It can be effective against the infantry if it's behind the cover. Usually I always go for Minesweeper, just because mines are dangerous, and that bonus repair speed just comes really handy. But sometimes I can afford to maybe deviate a little bit. Okay, so I need to help my ally. As I told you in the Wehrmacht video, Grenadiers have a lot of utility, but they are not exactly made for fighting. Oh, he's going for the battle group with the Tiger. Okay, really cool. Okay, okay. So this ability, it's fine, like, you know, it has its utility, but I think a bigger Bersaglieri squad is going to be more useful. I mean, we already have a bigger Panzer Grenadier squad, we might as well get the bigger Bersaglieri. Okay, here. Come on, come on. Oh no, I lost my beautiful Bersaglieri. Well, I'm going to take my revenge now.
Welcome to the front. Panzer Grenadiers standing by. Let's move. He's trying to line us up. Panzer Grenadiers closing business.
I want them dead for killing my Bersaglieri. I have fuel, but I don't have manpower, which is a tiny bit of a problem. Okay, this is a scenario in which the grenade launcher is actually doing really good. I think I got lucky choosing it. Kill him, kill him, kill him. Okay, got him. Nice. Okay, so now I can choose between light Breda machine guns or better view range. And I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna go for better view range just because like the Breda, it's not a bad upgrade, like it's fine. But we already have 2 Panzer Grenadier squads and I'm giving them the MG34. So, you know, the Bersaglieri, for many aspects, they are similar to the Panzer Grenadiers. So now, whenever I have infantry next to vehicles, they have better view range. Anyway, I think we are doing pretty fine. We lost a control point, it's whatever. Okay, now that might be a problem. Thanks God, I just got the perfect timing on my Semovente. Now that's a lot of damage. Okay, so the Semovente, it's a pretty cool unit. It has the barrage ability, which actually makes it viable against infantry. But of course it is an ability, so you can't always count on it. But like, look at this. The Semovente, it's a really special unit because it uses heat shells. What does that mean? Heat cells do always the same damage regardless of distance, which I think it's an ability unique to the Semovente, so you know, that's cool. I actually got confused. Heat cells don't do the same damage regardless of range. They do the same penetration regardless of range. Basically, in Company of Heroes 3, if your enemy is really close, you have more chance to penetrate. If it is really far away, it is harder to penetrate. Heat cells basically have the same penetration whenever the enemy is really close or far away. Okay, so here we have another important choice. Carro Leggero or Attacco Radente. But I think I'm going to go with the Semovente. No, I'm sorry, I'm going to go with the Carro Medio, which is actually Carro Leggero. It's really funny because there is a voice line where if the tank dies it says Italian medium tank has been lost, but in the game it's called light tank, and also over here it's designed as a light tank. So you know, it's pretty strange that it is a light tank, but sometimes it's called a medium tank. Oh my god, that is the Indian mortar thing. That can actually do a lot of damage. We must take care of it. And that is a bishop. They are going heavy on artillery. God damn. Bassotto. Semovente, sorry. There is another Semovente which is called the Bassotto, but it's not this one. The Bassotto, it's the 105, it's a completely different thing. Okay, so let's get our Bersaglieri so we can get increased view range. You open barrage on the mortar. Like, you know, look at that damage, like the Semovente. It's just really good. Okay, we also got one of those guys. Come on. Oh, here and out just as it was ending. Oh, I definitely don't want to be in that situation. Can you just kill the mortar, please? That will make me really happy. Okay, mortar taken care of. That's all I care about. Okay, and we have the final choice about the Italian combined forces. So you can either get all DAK and Italian light vehicles cost 15% less, which is cool. Or you can get artillery cover. So usually the way I think about this is, if I take these, I take these. If I went for the Carro Leggero, I go for these. Why? Because if you have a lot of ammunition, you need a way to convert them into actual utility. Anyway, let's move my tanks. I still haven't chosen ability. I suppose for this one I will maybe make my vehicles faster, so they are 20% faster and they get smoke grenades, which are always really good. I always like to go Bersaglieri and M13 together, just because they have a really good synergy. The M13 has also a really particular ability, where if it is near a medium or heavy tank, it shoots 20% faster. Oh, no, that might be a problem. Ok, punto debole. Let's use the ability. Ok, nice, that did a lot of damage. Come on, come on. Don't lose on me, Semovente, you can do this. Nice job, Semovente. Let me at least use this ability so you can see what it is about. Basically, if there is an enemy in this area, it's going to shoot them. And that's about it. Pretty cool, pretty simple.
Enemy is outmaneuvered and undone. Congratulations, Commandant.
So yeah, over here, once again, I have my Stuka, but sadly, we are not really going to see it fire. Let's say GG to my teammate. Basically, it shoots 6 rockets in a moderate area that do a lot of damage. Like, to give you an example, if I use the Stuka ability on the Bishop, there is a really high chance I may one-shot the Bishop. This is just to make you understand how powerful these rockets are. But I will say this pretty much covers my video on how I like to play DAK. Das Afrika Korps. So I hope you find this video interesting, I hope you find it helpful, and as always, this was everything for this video. Thanks so much for watching and see you next time.